And good evening and welcome to another edition of Kearney Live. I'm Jim Dickerson along with Stacy Bratcher and Leonard Broughton. It's good to have you here on this Wednesday evening, the last warm day of the year. Tomorrow it'll be 26 degrees and snowing probably, but be that as it may. Let's go to the news. Up first, Clay County voters passed the 9/11 fee, or however you want to call it, the proposition. But now 911 will continue to carry on. It would have anyway. The money just would have had to come from somewhere else. But now it'll actually come from your cell phone usage. So 911 will continue. Thank you to the county residents for passing that. If you live in Jackson County, your proposition did not pass. People don't want to pay anymore over, apparently, in Jackson County. That's all the news we had on that. There's some other stuff we'll talk about later, but first we're going to go to Len Broughton as he's going to give us an update on Kelsey and Taylor Swift.
What update do you need?
I don't know.
I was asking you questions because you are the chief fan.
Yeah,
the Browns won.
There you go.
Congratulations to Leonard for the
Well, I take
victory.
it they're still dating.
The Browns?
No, you're two.
Oh,
Swiftie
Taylor
and
yeah, apparently they are still dating. We've got
and
that.
Stacy filled us in saying Brittany went and visited her in New York.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
right.
Yeah,
What's going
Taylor
on?
and Brittany must be best friends now because Brittany went to visit Taylor in New York. That's all I read. Then I stopped reading and moved on.
I think people have moved on.
I think a lot of people have moved on, but not us.
Apparently.
Not us. I'd like to welcome to the program Brian Watts. Brian, good to have you here today.
Hi guys, good to be here.
What kind of breaking news do you have for us?
I have no breaking news for you.
Do you have any news?
No.
Do you have any news for us whatsoever?
No. Lynn, is there a UAW update or anything? What's going on?
Well, they're having a meeting here. Plants are voting all over for all three companies, and
In the studio? They're meeting here?
no, they're
That would be
meeting
awesome.
and having meetings at their local unions, and then they're going to vote on that, I think, within a couple days. Like Fairfax is having their meeting Thursday, and we're voting on Monday. So I believe next week you'll know GM status, if it's passed or not.
So what if it doesn't? Because my understanding is you guys were on strike.
That is a great question.
I was going to say you were on strike. You came back before you voted.
Yes.
What happens if the vote does not pass?
I got a feeling we're walking out again. I have a
Well,
feeling that will happen.
I
Ford,
gotta-
Ford looks like theirs is going to pass. Stellantis, I've not seen any numbers, but I know I've seen GM plants. They're kind of split. Production is saying no, but skilled trades are saying yes. But then they take that percentage. So
I've never. I'm not saying it's not happened. I've never seen though where a group goes back to work before they vote.
well, this is
Right.
the first time this has happened in my 25 years. Usually we stayed out until after. I think in 19 we stayed out until after the vote was taken. And then once it passed, ratified, then we went back. So this is the first time we've done this, and it's kind of been chaos at work because there's a lot of questions that haven't been answered. We're working under the old agreement. It's kind of just an extension or expired. So it's very interesting.
Well, let me tell you what I need. So my wife took her car in to get the oil changed, and so while it was in there, they found a transmission leak.
Ooh.
But it's under warranty. But then
Parts.
they said, well, we may have a problem getting parts. So here's what I need. I need you guys to get us some parts. And then you can do whatever you
Well, and
want.
that's what I asked a guy when I did my oil at Van. I talked to him about it. I said, he knows I work for GM. I said, well, how's it working with parts? He goes, well, next day it usually takes 5 now. And then like everyone is bumped out within weeks. So they don't have the part.
Interesting.
Looks like we'll be driving that rental car for a long time. Doesn't matter. It's there. All this really it makes me want to do? It makes me want to vape.
No. No. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. So, if you haven't heard, high school vaping has dropped this year. We'll talk about it next, right here on Kearney Live.
Explore a place to visit. Explore knowledge. Explore fun. Explore relaxation. Explore adventure. Explore a hometown. Explore Kearney, Missouri.
Kearney Bulldog postseason football is here, and you can listen to the game with live play-by-play action on the Bulldog Radio Network right here on 102.7 FM or our live stream on the KPGZ mobile app or at 1027KearneyMo.com. The Bulldog Radio Network will broadcast the game live Friday, November 10th as the Bulldogs travel to Smithville to take on the Warriors. The 102.7 pregame show starts at 6:40 p.m. and the kickoff is at 7. Kearney Bulldog football, catch the fever.
In a CDC survey, 10% of high school students said they had used electronic cigarettes in the previous month, down from 14% last year. Check out this video.
Officials say teens in the East and all across the country are making better decisions when it comes to their health and vaping less. A new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, shows vaping use among high school students dropped this year. They say about 10% used electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes in the previous month, down 14% from the same survey conducted last year. Health officials believe the decrease in use is related to a number of factors, including efforts to raise prices and raising the legal age to 21. UNC Health Lenore pulmonologist Dr. Suraj Kandel says teens should avoid using nicotine and vaping products because the human brain is not fully developed until 25.
It leads to a lot of issues, nicotine exposure, decreasing attention, learning issues, mood and impulse control. So there are different issues associated with nicotine exposure.
Officials say the use of e-cigarettes among middle school students was about the same as last year. And this year's survey involved more than 22,000 students who filled out an online questionnaire last spring. Reporting live in Greenville, Celeste Ford, WITN.
Use of any tobacco product also fell among high schoolers, according to the CDC report. Other key findings in the report: about 1 in 10 middle and high school students said they recently had used a tobacco product, and about a quarter said they used them every day. That translates to 2.8 million U.S. kids. So, gentlemen, do you think kids are wising up, or are they finding something else to try?
That's a great...
Well, 2.8 million, honestly, I'm kind of surprised that isn't that many. I mean, in the big scheme of things of kids, of how many kids are in school or that age, that doesn't seem like that many. I thought, when I first saw this story, I thought, and maybe it's just me, but I don't see vaping being as popular as it was 5 years ago across the board, children and adults. So I don't think. I don't see it as much. Now maybe I don't pay as much attention.
I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. I hope kids are wising up. Children are wising up.
Right.
You know, young adults or high schoolers, middle schoolers. It amazes me. I mean, there's so much more out there now that they could probably try it other than this, and maybe they're getting cheaper. You know, if that's true that they're raising the tobacco, the liquid, they're raising that pricing, it's making it harder for them to get. And I think there was some other things. But that's shocking, like 1 out of 10 middle schoolers and high school students, they recently used that. They were doing it every day.
Right.
And that's kind of...
Well, so, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I lost my whole.
But they're
train of
hiding
thought.
and doing it. I mean, I know we did that show where we talked about the many different ways, like it was in the sweatshirt and
Oh,
they have
that's
the
right.
backpack and the
Yeah, they come in all
makeup
kinds of shapes and
departments,
sizes.
you know, that they're able to do it in school. And I know, you know, back before I was on the board, and I'm sure it's happening still today, I don't hear it as much, but that they were catching, they're going, like you said, they're showing, you know, them walking, but it's in the bathroom. They're sneaking in the bathroom and doing it, and then they're walking out.
But how is that different than when we were kids? 'Cause
I
you used
agree,
to,
I
you used
agree.
to sneak in.
Smoking probably,
Yeah, they
right?
would sneak in the
Cigarettes.
bathroom and smoke a cigarette. They even made a song of it, "Smoking in the Boys' Room."
Right. Motley
Guitar
Crue.
solo, and then they repeat.
Yeah.
But so to me, it seems less common than smoking.
So this is a
was.
fancier way?
Yeah,
Because you don't have the smell?
It's just different.
Right.
And, you know, honestly, and don't email, I get it. But when I look at, so I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good. Don't take this.
not
But
good.
what I'm saying
It's
is
bad.
there is a whole plethora of things kids could be doing. This is
Right.
not on the, because you know, our biggest concern is this whole fentanyl thing, right?
True.
Right.
If they're going to go vape, I would take that 100 times over them trying some sort of thing that gets them into a fentanyl issue. However, that being said, I think no matter what you do, no matter what you have, kids are going to somehow find a way to do it.
Right.
They're kids.
Yes.
And I'm not going to have
Yep.
Stacy or Lynn expose what they did here, but I will have Brian do it. No, but I mean, when you were a kid, everybody think back, did you ever do something that you were trying to get away with it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did.
you did too.
Oh, I did.
If I did, you did.
I did, yeah.
But mine was just trying my mother's, you know, the cigarette butt that was left in the car ashtray, just relighting it and trying that. That was the worst I ever did.
I smoked once, and I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't like it. My
Yeah.
dad was a heavy smoker, and I just
Right.
I didn't like the smell because he always smoked. So I said I was intrigued and tried it once. I'm like, I didn't like that. It was a Marlboro. I remember what it was, and I just kind of said, nope, not going to do this because I see my family doing it, and I wasn't
Right.
interested.
Brian, what did you do?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, did the camera break over there?
He's smiling. He's turning red.
Brian?
Oh boy.
Apparently our camera over there went down or something.
No, I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Well, but you know what's funny about it is I see more people like at General Motors, people doing it outside or trying to hide and do it, but the smoke is so much more.
The
I mean,
vaping?
you
Yeah, it's
know
pretty
the
obvious
vape.
what
Yeah,
they're
you know
doing.
they're doing it. But like I said, I think I shared before, I talked to that guy about it, and he goes, Len, you control it. You can put how much you want in it. You can make it, it's worse because you can put more nicotine in there.
Yeah.
So do the kids really understand what they're
Excuses.
doing and the usage, you know? So
Right. Well, I did a little research, tiny, before coming. I contacted a local law enforcement official, asked if he had seen any changes in the vaping aspect, or if he had seen something replacing the vaping. And he actually said that they have seen a huge uptick in teens doing marijuana.
see, that's what I was going to say.
Especially since they now know nothing's going to
legal.
happen to
It's
them.
legal.
It's legal, and even if they're caught with it, nothing's going to happen. So, yeah, they're testing that out.
Well,
All
that was
right.
going to be
Well,
my
that
comment.
goes to what I was saying. You're going to find a way.
Right.
Right. Now that it's legal, marijuana's legal, so we're like, okay, on to the next thing because
That's right.
we're not going to get in trouble somewhat, right? So, yeah, and there again, it's the marijuana compared to fentanyl, right? And now, like I said, when I sat down with Mr. Aiken, he was saying they're lacing marijuana with fentanyl, so kids don't get that. So, I mean, it's all
Yeah.
bad. It's just
Right,
kids
it
are going to
is.
find ways around to do different things
That's
that's going to cost them less because I'm sure they can buy marijuana cheaper now than probably this or the fentanyl. I don't know. I mean, but
Yeah.
that was my thought is they're doing marijuana now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem, the thing that makes it more difficult with marijuana, though, is because of the smell.
Right.
So if you go in the bathroom at school or something like that,
You're going to know.
everybody's going to know what you're doing.
I doubt that they're doing it during school hours, but they are being caught doing it on school property.
Right. But you can't, so vaping, like we talked about in the past where you have the little thing in your backpack and all that. You can't do that with marijuana yet, because I'm sure someone will get creative and find the smell diffuser, and there you go. There it is.
Yes, little device.
All right, but Jim, what did you do?
Oh, I went to school early and studied in a library.
No.
And
What did you try?
I stayed late. I'm not going to tell you that.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not going there. I was more pure than Brian. Let's just say that. But I'll tell you one thing that that they need to be careful of is because if they try to purchase their things on Amazon,
Yeah, that
because
could be
apparently
a problem.
Amazon has a new algorithm that's jacking up prices. Could you be a victim of that? We'll talk about it here. Coming up next on Kearney Live.
Migraine headaches, the throbbing in your temples, the pounding in your forehead, extreme sensitivity to light and sound. Your neck feels so tight it could snap off. Oh, the debilitating pain.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Strathman with Kearney Family Chiropractic Center, and I've been practicing chiropractic health in Kearney for over 22 years. When you come to see me, I identify what's wrong and determine if I can help you. If I can, I create your personalized plan for relief.
When you have pain, you can make an appointment by calling 816-628-6738, or you can visit the office at 301 South Platte Clay Way, Suite B in Kearney. Kearney Family Chiropractic Center. Heal yourself.
More reliable power means more of what you love. You expect your lights and appliances to turn on at the flip of a switch, and so does Platte Clay Electric Cooperative. That's why Platte Clay is working hard to make power more reliable in the Northland. We exist for one purpose: to empower communities and energize life with safe and reliable energy. To learn more about their plan to reduce outages across the Northland, visit www.pcec.coop/reliability. Platte Clay Electric Cooperative.
Simplify your banking, simplify your life. It's easy with Kearney Trust Company. Kearney Trust goes beyond convenient locations and good customer care to offer banking services that make managing your finances quicker and easier than ever before. Kearney Trust Company is your partner for success with 2 convenient locations in Kearney at 310 West 92 Highway and 701 Watson Drive in Price Chopper. The phone is 816-628-6666. Kearney Trust Company. Banking you can trust. Member FDIC.
Why should you come work for Cornerstone Building Brands? Just ask our winning team.
We are the largest manufacturer of exterior building products in North America.
We help make the products that go on homes and commercial buildings all around us.
Our building solutions are the cornerstone of our community.
There's great opportunities to learn and advance in your career.
I'm always learning new skills.
We receive competitive pay and great benefits from day one.
But what really sets us apart?
It's got to be our team.
Definitely the team.
We work every day to make a difference in our communities.
So if you're ready to get to work,
we want you. We want you. Sé parte de este grupo ganador.
Trở thành một đội chiến thắng của chúng tôi.
Come join us today.
Well, if you're looking for another reason to shop local, I believe we found one. I wonder who came up with this story.
I wonder.
FTC and 17 states have sued Amazon in September, alleging that the company was abusing its position in the marketplace to inflate prices off its platform and overcharge sellers and stifle the competition. Amazon's accused of violating federal and state antitrust laws, but the company has responded with a full-throated defense to its practices.
Nice to see you again, Robin. And that's right. This secret algorithm was code-named Project Messy. That is according to redacted documents from the FTC's antitrust lawsuit against Amazon. And those documents portray a company that would use that algorithm to raise prices and watch competitors to see if they'd follow, forcing prices higher for consumers. The algorithm was also allegedly used to track and undercut competitors. So if a competing retailer lowered the price or discounted the price, Amazon would follow to try to eat up that business as well. The company stopped using the algorithm in 2019. A source telling the Wall Street Journal that Amazon made more than $1 billion in revenue through use of the algorithm. Amazon declining to comment on that, but saying to ABC News that the FTC is wrong on the facts and the law, noting that Project Nessie was a project with a simple purpose: to try to stop our price matching from resulting in unusual outcomes where prices became so low that they were unsustainable. And this is all part, guys, of the larger lawsuit the FTC has brought against Amazon, claiming that it is too powerful, too much of a monopoly. Now, legal experts do say it could be a tricky road ahead for regulators, as they've never brought a case quite like this against a company as big as Amazon. Guys?
Well, first of all, my name's not Robin, but I appreciate her story on that. So, aware of the public fallout and risks, Amazon paused the algorithm on Prime Day during its sales events in the holiday shopping season, when there were more of a media and customer attention to the online retailer, according to the FTC. So the question is, will people change their mind, change the way they shop? Will they shop local more? I'm going to go to Stacy first, because obviously it's a shop local thing, but do you think this is going to affect the way anybody does their shopping?
Oh, gosh. I sure would love to be able to sit here and say yes, and people are going to shop local now, and they're not going to go to this retail giant. But we all know sitting here that everybody's going to keep shopping on Amazon because it's so convenient. So I don't know what the answer to this is, but we're at the Chamber certainly trying to remind all of our local community members to check out our local stores first before you go to the big box places and Amazon. But we know you're going to do it. But gosh, this, as a shopper myself, reading this, it kind of upset me that they would be playing these kind of games with not only just with other businesses, but with my money, and getting other businesses to raise their prices so that Amazon could raise theirs. They're not dropping their price to be competitive. They're just trying to make more money.
They're pushing it. And
that's what's so disappointing. I mean, I get commerce, I get needing to make money, but when you just flippantly turn on an algorithm that you've used before and you knew what the results were, and you go, oh, the spreadsheet's not looking so good, let's just turn this on for a little while and get that stinks.
But isn't everything an algorithm now?
It is.
I mean, everything is based on an algorithm.
Everything is, because anything you look up, anything you seem to talk about, ended up showing up on your phone or computer, whatever you're doing, and you have to see it. So then you invest time in looking at it if you're something you're interested in. But is this getting out to the public, though? Is this news story getting out where people can hear what's going on and know? So. Because, see, my biggest frustration is I would love to shop local, and I would love to go, let's say local, like Liberty. I would love to go to a store, but you seem to go there and you can't find that thing you're looking for, and then you got to go on their online catalog or whatever and order it, and you're still waiting. So I think that's why Amazon just came up with this idea, and now they're talking about droning things to you. I know there's certain I know
they've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah, but there's now someone with medicines using it, and I don't know, it's through Amazon, because they're in that field. It amazes me what all they have. I know it sounds crazy, but it amazes me with everything that they like. Look up anything on Amazon. You can get anything. So they're making us lazier, right?
Oh, yes.
Like the online grocery stuff. You can go pick up your groceries, and We're just lazy.
So
and it's coming to your house.
So the online grocery thing, just to be clear.
I do it. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? When we do it, we buy less junk.
That's
because
true.
you don't walk by the candy corn and the Reese's Pieces.
So is that
So
an
you
advantage of not going to a shop though?
That's
Like
true. Well,
like say
no.
at J.C. Penney's or somewhere like
Where?
that. J.C. Penney.
There aren't any more of those.
Where
At
have
least
you
not in our
been?
area.
Isn't there the one over there?
Do you still get the catalog? You get those
there is
little
that one
brown
in Liberty.
corduroy
Yeah, no one
pants.
goes there.
You get
There's
brown
one in Liberty.
corduroy pants with the new.
We're not talking about
the
Liberty.
big Christmas catalog
This is
where you can turn
Kearney.
back.
So,
well, no, I know. I'm just saying. You go to the store and then you start buying more than what you
but that's what
would walk out with.
With the Amazon thing, and this is bad on me, I normally don't check prices. Because I have
gotcha.
one place and I'm like, okay, especially at Christmas time. I have a list, I have Amazon. Click, 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 click. I just saved 3 weeks of fighting what we used to, when we used to go to the mall and fight with, I used to hate that.
Yes.
Now it's done. And I don't check the prices because roughly I know what it is. I mean, if it were way overpriced. The algorithm thing, I don't think, honestly, I didn't even know about this till it showed up on the story. So I don't think most people even know what's going on.
Yeah,
so
I just found it when we were searching for topics for
and
the
that
show. Hadn't heard about it.
Stacy got to the bottom of the barrel on. No. But the one thing I don't understand is the part where they say it's a violation because they have a monopoly. I don't think they do. Because the fact of the matter is, everything that's on Amazon, they don't make. You can go anywhere else and get it. You can go to Target or Walmart or J.C. Penney or whatever.
Well.
But a lot of these places, a lot of these things, you can get them somewhere else. So a monopoly would be like, that's the only place in the world I can go. It's the most convenient. I'll give you that because it's a one-stop shop. And how many people are like me? So you're on Amazon, right? And then it says, to get this item, you have to leave and go order it directly, and then you're mad. You're like, I don't have time to do that.
Right.
So,
well, the 17 states, is Missouri in there, or does no one know?
I don't know.
So maybe it's something you can just buy in that state. Is that? I mean, I don't know what you were just saying. It's just an interesting.
Well, I do know, in relation to what you were saying, Jim, that Amazon has apparently made a rule that if you are selling through Amazon, you can no longer do your own shipping. You have to ship it through Amazon because they were losing money by letting you do your own.
Well, because at that point, you just become a portal.
You become your own warehouse, they
Right.
said, and Amazon wants to be the warehouse.
Well, I mean,
yeah, they do. They got them all
So-
over.
They do. They do. And in that aspect, I mean, they are driving economic
I was gonna
development
say, they're an
because
employer.
Yeah.
They develop, they build, I mean,
they have people working 24/7. It's like their own little city, and people are constantly coming in and
Their
out of those
setup
facilities.
Their setup is unreal.
Yeah.
I will say that. I mean, just to think they have people delivering out of their cars, right? They have a plan through an app that you can deliver out of your car. They have their own vans. I mean, like you said, it's their own little city.
I don't think anybody has a problem with most of what Amazon does. It's the deception of this Nessie algorithm, I think, that's upsetting.
you know how you know that nobody is upset by what they're doing? Because
they keep doing
using
it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
if they were truly upset, we've seen what happens when people get upset. So I honestly I think people are going for value. And by value, I don't mean like, I got 6 for $1. It's none of that. It's just the simplicity of, I mean, I can order stuff now through any number of outlets. This just blows my mind. I can literally order something today and get it today.
Yes.
And it just floors me. I'm like,
I don't
need
understand
this.
that.
And 7 minutes later, a card is,
don't understand
and this
that.
lady comes and hands it to me. I'm like, was she
yeah.
waiting down the street?
If you order in the next hour, you can have it between 2 and 4.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And there it is between 2 and
That's
4.
right.
And it's amazing.
And
It's
sometimes
crazy.
it's at a place where if I had to literally get in the car and go get it, I've got to go clear out to Olathe
right.
to whatever it is. Some of that stuff is just amazing. Now, I got to be honest. I've never had a drone drop anything off?
I don't know about
Haven't had that happen.
But maybe you live in a different neighborhood or something.
No, I just saw that there's some medicine that's going to be done that way, where it can get to you quicker.
Of all the things to have a drone deliver, why would we pick medicine?
I don't know.
Take your time.
Very, very interesting.
Life-saving.
And I wonder, that process must not be going well for him, because he was talking about dropping packages off like that. But, I mean, through Amazon.
When you go, this is what I don't understand. When you go to the pharmacy, don't you normally have to sign for something?
Exactly, but you can get medicine through Amazon. And I don't know how. Some say you have to have.
You still have to have a prescription. You still send them all of the information.
Yeah,
but I've never done it. I looked
either.
it up once just to see, and I was like floored. I'm
Have
sorry.
you ever? No, I'm just saying. Have you ever? Feel free to answer honestly. Had your Amazon package dropped off at the wrong place?
Yes.
Oh.
And then you have people in your neighborhood. Hey, I just ordered the squeegee Ouija board, and it's not here. And then 3 houses down, Pete's over there playing squeegee Ouija with his kids, right? What happens when your medicine ends up down at Bob's?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Lynn?
That's crazy.
Especially if it's like your heart
That's
medicine.
messed up. I agree.
Insulin
but I'm hearing
or
that.
Insulin
I'm
or
hearing
whatever.
they're testing it out and seeing if it will work. So.
Wow.
But I'm not saying.
I just don't think the drone thing's a good idea.
But I could be wrong.
Wow. I mean, if they can get it to your house in an hour, why do you need a drone?
That's true. Why? What? I don't.
It's amazing.
I don't
the things
understand
they're
why
doing, and I agree with your philosophy. If you can shop local, do it.
Yes,
I mean,
please
just
do.
help the businesses out that are around here. And,
all right, let me
and do
ask
that.
you this. So, Stacy, everybody, you hear people talk about it all the time. We push it nonstop. We have campaigns and all this. Shop local, shop local, shop local.
That's right.
How do you compete with places like Amazon?
By diversifying what you've got in your store, by your customer service, by the personal interaction, relationships, because the people in our local stores are our neighbors. And so who wouldn't want to go do business with your neighbor, and you've got that relationship? It's so fun when I walk into Paisley and I get to have that interaction with Greg and Melissa. It's like I've just walked into my best friend's house and we're having fun.
Right.
And that you can't get that by pushing a button on your computer. It's that personal connection and interaction. And I don't know, I haven't even looked to see. I'm sure there's things I can get on Amazon that I get at Paisley, but I love the things that our local businesses have to sell. Bee's Flowers has really interesting and fun giftables now that they're just unique. And some of them I don't know that you can get on Amazon. So it's worth shopping.
So Lynn, would you go to a local store if you were served by a robot?
It's interesting that you asked that question.
Why is it interesting that I asked that, Lynn?
Because you could be working for a robot really soon.
Ooh.
Sooner than you think.
I don't
We'll
think
talk about that next on Kearney Live.
Stacy's nervous.
Simplify your banking, simplify your life. It's easy with Kearney Trust Company. Kearney Trust goes beyond convenient locations and good customer care to offer banking services that make managing your finances quicker and easier than ever before. Kearney Trust Company is your partner for success with 2 convenient locations in Kearney at 310 West 92 Highway and 701 Watson Drive in Price Chopper. The phone is 816-628-6666. Kearney Trust Company. Banking you can trust. Member FDIC.
You may have noticed your shoulder hurting, or maybe a kink in your neck. The culprit may be looking right at you. Your phone. Think about how you use it. Does that pain feel familiar to you?
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Strathman with Kearney Family Chiropractic Center, and I've been practicing chiropractic health in Kearney for over 22 years. When you come to see me, I identify what's wrong and determine if I can help you. If I can, I create your personalized plan for relief.
When you have pain, you can make an appointment by calling 816-628-6738, or you can visit the office at 301 South Platte Clay Way, Suite B in Kearney. Kearney Family Chiropractic Center. Heal yourself.
Electric cooperatives are different. We have a sense of pride in our local community and support the people who live here. That's why Platte Clay Electric Cooperative supports local schools, takes an active role in economic development, and works hard to keep costs down for its members. We exist for one purpose, to empower communities and energize life with safe and reliable energy. To learn more about how Platte Clay Electric Cooperative is working to achieve that mission, visit www.pcec.coop. Platte Clay Electric Cooperative.
Welcome back to Kearney Live. While many workers worry about AI, I have to look at Stacy, replacing their jobs, one company announced it's hiring its first robot CEO. Micah is a research project between Hanson Robotics and a Polish rum company. Decatur is the name. Decatur?
Dictador.
Well, it sounds different. You'll hear it in the video, but who customized the CEO to respond to the company and its unique values. Watch this video.
And while many workers are worried AI is going to take their job one day, one company is handing over the CEO role to a robot. Fox Business's Lauren Simonetti has got this one for us. Okay.
Imagine working with a robot, having cobots as your coworkers, but working for a robot. Watch what one company out of Europe is doing.
My favorite thing to do is to hang out with my human friends and watch them try to keep up with my AI awesomeness.
Meet Micah. She's a robot boss, a research project between Hanson Robotics and Polish rum maker Dictador, who customized Micah to represent the company and its values. What work do you do?
I am currently working on the M-City Golden Cities project, the first billion-dollar collection. Equipped with advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, I can swiftly and accurately make data-driven decisions.
That might take a while. There's a significant delay in the time it takes for Micah to interpret and answer your question. But it's not only about speed and ability, it's also about sentience.
I feel very strongly that, that we need to teach AI to care about people, for AI to be really safe, to be really, really good. I think humanizing the AI is a very important direction.
No.
So there you go. Let me tell you, it was really interesting. I mean, after that clip, they interviewed some people, and a lot of people were like, yeah, I could work for her, or, you know, yeah, if my job made the CEO a robot, I would have to do it. It was interesting to hear people's, and some people were like, Stacy, no, I'm not going to do it. So what do you guys think? Could you work for a CEO that was a robot?
No.
What do you think?
No.
Well, okay, let's go back. What did she say? What did she call them? Cobots. Could you work for? Think if your co-worker was a robot. That would be.
So I mean, we have my coworker. My laptop is sitting right here,
Gotcha.
so I think I could do that.
Computer.
I talk with ChatGPT. I'm using it. I'm okay with that. But I don't want my laptop or ChatGPT telling me what I should do. No. And I want, just like we were talking about in the earlier segment, that personal connection, the relationship, the interaction, for them to know me personally, me to know them, the understanding their quirks. I don't see how a robot is going to be able to understand human feeling and emotion.
But I think that's why they'd want it, right?
Right. You want to get rid of emotion.
No.
You want to get it out of the workplace.
That stuff is important in the workplace. They always told us that growing up. It's not personal, it's business, right?
Right.
Well, no, business is personal. Just go ask all of our mom and pops that own all of their own businesses. It's extremely personal. What I do in my job is a reflection of me and my character. It's extremely personal. And I think it's about time that we all start to recognize and understand that. And in fact, a very popular book author, John Gordon, and actually Patrick Lencioni are starting to address that it's not, we need to start understanding people's emotions and feelings in the workplace because it is extremely personal. And AI has no place in that realm.
I think, to Stacy's point, actually, is that a lot of it's driven by algorithm. So it's going to tell you. Well, it is.
Yeah,
so
you're
the
right.
robot is going to do what it's programmed to do.
That's right.
There is
Absolutely.
there's a certain component of it where these computers are learning, and
Right.
they learn how to learn, but they're learning based off of what they're told to learn.
Yes.
They don't have the capacity for rational thought. The other thing is so this has become a big problem. Not only, so take the computer, but go back a couple of steps. So they are talking about, they've been talking about this, a big argument within AI is making the algorithms of the programs we use more diverse. So what does that mean? So let's say I say, I'm in the mood for a chicken dinner tonight. And there's a chicken place that's right down the street, it's 2 blocks away. But they don't want you to go to that one because they want you to go to one over here that's owned by a minority or something like that. So this one doesn't come up. Now you're not getting the information that is, you said, I want the closest chicken place. It didn't give you that one. It's 2 blocks away. It gave you one that's 3 miles away, but it's more diverse,
The
right?
one that's paid its Google ads.
Right. So what you're
Right,
doing is
right.
you're interrupting what the question is, and you're telling the computer what to spit out. So it's not really giving you the right answer. And the fact of the matter is, as we're all learning, that happens every day. Every day you start getting ads for stuff. We've talked about this before. Your stuff listens to you. My wife and I the other day were talking about something in the kitchen. I sat down 2 seconds later, and there was an ad for it. And it was an unusual thing. It wasn't like we were talking about a car where a car ad came up. It was very specific, and it was there. So your stuff is listening to you, but it's doing what it's being driven to do after being programmed by a human.
That's
so
right.
a boss is going to be the same way.
Well,
they're going to work based on what's programmed to be.
That's my question. You have the developer that's doing the programming, so your board's going to drive
correct
what the CEO is going to promote.
So here's what you miss.
That's my question.
Stacy's going to love this. Here's what you miss. So when you have a board and the board says, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this, 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 and this. So you program your CEO computer to do that, right? So that, what's her name? Aggie?
Micah.
Micah. Micah goes out and she regurgitates what the board says.
Yep.
However, here's what's missing. Pete, who works down on the floor, goes to Micah and says, hey, Micah, we tried that, but here's a better way to do it. The board never hears that, and she doesn't hear it because she's not programmed exactly.
Right.
And so you actually lose performance by doing it. And that's a very basic.
Well, it's interesting you brought that up because I reached out to my son, who is 22, to see would he work for a robot. He is an automotive technician, and he said it depends on the task and if I think what the robot is saying is a good idea or not. So you get to be selective in what you're going to listen to. He said likely, there are technically certain things that he is supposed to do at times with cars, like there's a specific way to fix them. But all of the techs know ways to get it done better and faster, but aren't technically correct. So is the CEO, the AI robot, going to allow them to do it easier and faster, or make them do it the technical programmed way.
See, I think you're going to actually, I see the benefit to some of the AI because it speeds up a lot of things,
Right.
but you lose
Yes.
the common experience of, I mean,
Common sense.
yeah, if you think of
Mhm.
all the stuff we've developed over time, cars, planes, rockets, whatever, it's trial and error, right? We
That's
did
right.
it, and then suddenly someone comes up and goes, I found out accidentally that you could do this. How many food products did we come up with accidentally?
Oh yeah.
Right.
So
I'm
many.
gonna say just on a whim that a Reese's peanut butter cup
Oh my.
was not developed by the Cowboys or the Indians. It was probably an accident, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
It was a drunken accident.
Okay.
I just think the, like you said, the feeling kind of goes away because you got the CEO giving orders, and usually people get mad and then that person gets offended, and there's none of that going to happen. So you're just going to have a lot of people walking around going, "What just happened?" But the bad thing is it's something that is being driven, like you said, like you sitting home talking about something, all of a sudden you see that ad. It's something that's being driven so hard, and I guess, like I keep coming back to the interviews no one's pushing back. I mean, some are like, okay, yeah,
So,
that's what's going to happen.
Here's the problem. And so you hear about, so I'm going to get out my soapbox and I'm going to put it right here on the table. And Brian's going to sit over there in the booth and make faces at me, and I don't care. So here's the deal. You know who's to blame for all this? We are. When you talk about, you see these robots at restaurants that are serving food, right?
The police dogs.
You see,
right?
the police dogs is a good
different
example.
things.
When you see the self-checkout at the grocery store or whatever, why did that come about? It's because we weren't doing a good enough job. Nobody cares, and that just, so you, it may have been you, or I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. He's retired now, but he works at Lowe's in another state, one to keep for something to do. And he goes, there's a guy in my department that he has no-called, no-showed 15 times this year alone. Do they fire him? Nope. They won't do it. And nobody cares. He said that when people come in to ask for advice, he just sends them to wherever because he really doesn't care. And then you get replaced by a robot, and you wonder why. So until people start, you talk about customer service, right? And you get some of the this thing with tipping has become a big issue too, because how many times have you walk up to a counter and you say, "Yes, I'd like a muffin and a coffee," and they go, "Okay," and they flip the thing over and they want a tip, and you're like, but you haven't done anything. And then this person over here brings you the thing 3 feet.
Right.
And you're like, but you didn't do anything, That's how you get replaced. That's how we become our own problem.
Right. Exactly. And and that's why I said at Walmart, I know they had the self, like scrubbing the floors. Well, it was funny. This guy put like 3 cones in front of it and it couldn't move. And I know we're doing it at GM too. They have self-driving. I mean, they take parts from one spot to another. How it does it, it's programmed. And so it's just because we don't have to have a person doing that.
And it keeps backing up. So
Right.
remember the old-fashioned. So, and I worked at a place when I was a kid. We were fulfillment. These boxes come along. We had an order sheet and we'd put it in there. That doesn't happen anymore. A computer shoves the box down. A computer fills the box. A computer fills the stock. A computer, it's all done that way. So now that we've disappointed you and depressed you, our final thoughts are coming up next.
Explore a place to visit. Explore knowledge. Explore fun. Explore relaxation. Explore adventure. Explore a hometown. Explore Kearney, Missouri.
Kearney Bulldog postseason football is here, and you can listen to the game with live play-by-play action on the Bulldog Radio Network right here on 102.7 FM or our live stream on the KPGZ mobile app or at 1027kearneymo.com. The Bulldog Radio Network will broadcast the game live Friday, November 10th as the Bulldogs travel to Smithville to take on the Warriors. The 102.7 pregame show starts at 6:40 p.m. and the kickoff is at 7. Kearney Bulldog football, catch the fever.
And as usual, it's time for our final thoughts. We'll start with Lynn. Lynn, whose birthday is it today?
It's nobody's, but I wanted to wish everyone that served this country and the ones that gave their life for this country a happy Veterans Day as it's happening this weekend and as we observe that. And I just want to thank you for your service, the ones that are in, and I just the veterans. I applaud you guys. I thank you for protecting our country. So thank you.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
That's better than your birthday.
I know, right?
It's a good one. Stacy?
All right. Well, it is time to get your pie orders in. You can order the most incredible homemade pies and treats that are created by Betty's Place by placing your order through thefulfillmenthouse.org. Orders are due by Saturday, November 12th, so you're running out of time. Pickup will be on Wednesday, November 22nd, and your purchase directly impacts Fulfillment House and their mission to provide meaningful and enriching employment opportunities for adults with special needs. So again, go to thefulfillmenthouse.org. What is that? / pies, P-I-E-S.
Betty.
Yeah,
I love
they've
that
got
place.
pies and.
I'm
telling you.
Hang on.
Oh my gosh!
I'm telling
rolls,
you. I just say
so good.
I go eat breakfast there on Saturdays. If you got an opportunity to go to Betty's Place, go.
Yes.
She is phenomenal, and she actually knew me, and I was shocked. And then she said, "Yeah, I voted for you," and that was even better. So I was like,
nice.
but I go there almost every Saturday and have breakfast with a friend.
There you go.
Yep.
Before we go, it is somebody's birthday. It's actually Leonard's birthday. That's why we have the stuff on the front of the table there and the little thing. And so we're going to watch Lynn. And what are you, 23?
53,
Wow.
another year younger. That's what I always post to everyone. After a certain age, you get younger. So hopefully we just keep getting younger. So 53.
If that makes you feel better.
I'll tell my wife, once I turn 53, I'll say, now I'm 54. And she'll go,
I do that
no. She goes, no, you're 53. You won't be 54 till November. I says, no, it doesn't matter anymore. So, thank you very much.
Nothing but the best.
Exactly.
So thanks for joining us here on Kearney Live. Don't forget to join Mike Davis, Kelly Gentry tomorrow on the Coach Minnick Show as the Kearney Bulldogs advance in district play. They've got to play, what do we call them? The green team.
The green team.
Over in Smithville.
Let's go.
We will be broadcasting that game live on 102.7 FM, KPGZ, and the Bulldog Radio Network. So we look forward to seeing you there. Join Mike and Kelly tomorrow. We'll see you Friday night. Good night.